Hey, how's it going everyone? I hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. This video is going to be a little bit different than the upbeat news and information videos that I normally post, and is going to be more along the lines of a rant video talking about something that, in my opinion, is much worse to deal with than skill-based matchmaking. I'm going to bring up that all of this is going to be opinion based, so be sure to let me know what your opinions are down in the comments. Also, hit like on this video if you enjoy it, but let's go ahead and cut this plug and get right into the problem. The gameplay in the background is my first time on the Pines map and isn't really anything special, just some background eye candy. But my team does end up finishing this game with only 3 people left on it, which kind of ties into what we are going to be talking about today, which is I am going to be going on a rant for a little bit, and then I'm also going to offer up some ideas that I think would be a good solution, just so that this video isn't entirely just me complaining. But my number one issue with Black Ops Cold War is not skill-based matchmaking, but it's the matchmaking system that constantly puts you into games that are literally 50% completed. Am I wrong in being frustrated by this? I don't know, but I do know for sure that I'm not alone in being frustrated with this, because there is a clip out there of Dr. Disrespect where he actually backs out of a lobby for this exact reason.
I want a clean game, free for all. Are you kidding me? You're gonna give me some game that's 13 kills in. It's gonna take another 25 minutes to complete. Right?
His example was in free-for-all, but this is actually happening across the board in Cold War, and it's especially frustrating in the 6 versus 6 team deathmatch. I actually went to record some clips for this video to show myself getting thrown into the middle of a game a couple times, and wouldn't you know it, I literally, on the very first game, was thrown into a match that was already taking place. Now, this thankfully was not too terrible of a spread to deal with, but it's not only the points that you end up being behind that is the problem. My main problem with it is that it completely throws off the mental flow of a game. Spawns in Black Ops are constantly flipping sides and sometimes even force spawning you in the middle if there are teams on either side. And when you are just thrust into the middle of a match, you have absolutely no idea what is going on with the spawns or how and where exactly the other teams are pressuring. And in this sweaty skill-based matchmaking era that we live in, this essentially is just setting you up for failure. Also, the fact that I started this game at 16-23 is a fluke, because normally the mid-game matches you are thrown into are more than half complete. This isn't anything new though, and it's actually been happening for as long as I can remember. Except for back in the day, it just didn't seem as bad because of the lack of skill-based matchmaking meant that you could start late and still end up popping off with a 30 kill plus game. Nowadays though, the couple of minutes that it takes just to adjust to where the spawns are and how the enemy team is rotating those spawns, and by that time, you are now 3/4 of the way through a game that you got thrown into with a 20-point deficit. And I wanted to get a clip of being tossed into a mid-game match that was more than 50% done, so I went ahead and kept on playing. And just to be fair, the second game was a completely fresh game. But then right after that, wouldn't you know it, the third game was the charm, because lo and behold, we got placed into a game that was 46-19, which just goes to show you how often this is happening. And this time I was even put on the winning team. But that's not even entirely the issue here, because it isn't wins and losses that I'm concerned with. It's the fact that the overall quality of a match is completely tainted when you are put into the middle of a game. Another problem with this is that there is a point where they will no longer add people to a game. Albeit too late in my opinion, but there is a point where they stop adding players. It's at like 3/4 of the way through a game. We're going to go ahead and say that because I don't know the exact numbers, but this also poses a problem. There have been several games where me and 3 people are left on my team because everyone else has rage quit. This is not as big of a problem to me though, mainly because I do not mind being a few teammates down. That, in my opinion, just provides more opportunity to get some kills, but that's not to say that someone else isn't completely mad about this happening. It kind of feels like that we as a player are being punished because of another player rage quitting a match. Which brings me into my solution to this problem, which wouldn't stop it entirely, but it would surely stop the absurd rate at which we are being thrown into mid-game matches. And that solution is that the punishment should not fall on the shoulders of the players that are thrown into the middle of a match. It should fall on the shoulders of the people who rage quit the match. Just a simple 2-minute matchmaking ban would deter a lot of people from just senselessly quitting a match because it isn't going their way. Not to mention that all of these people that are rage quitting these matches are most likely rage quitting due to the insane skill-based matchmaking that is happening. So maybe skill-based matchmaking is the root of all evil in the Call of Duty franchise, and any franchise for that matter. I don't know for sure, but I do know that I finally got the Diamond Tac rifles and I am done with Cold War for a while. The overreaching skill-based matchmaking paired with the grind of these challenges just put this game over the top for me right now. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Also, if you made it this far in the video, first of all, thank you. And secondly, let me know down in the comments by commenting something like "made it." Also, if you happen to have a couple of extra minutes, I could really use all of the feedback I can get, because I am working on a break sequence for when I get back into streaming, and I want to know people's opinions of what I've got going on so far before I move on to completing the edit. So if you happen to have a couple minutes, then check this out and let me know your thoughts. But other than that, I hope you guys all have an amazing day. I'm out.
I couldn't even.
Got him! Got him!
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.